Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of Banishers, where we're really entering the home stretch here, I think. We did a quick count at the end of the previous episode, and I want to say that we're on the order of 2 or 3 haunting cases. There's a couple that the way that they appear may not be available, but let's not worry about the ones that we can't do, and instead we're going to go take a look at the ones that we can. I'd really like to grab this, but that might be something that I grab real quick off stream. Let's head towards haunting case available. Hello to Caroluna! Caroluna, I hope that your week has been going well. I have to say that I shared in a recent episode or two that I'd been sort of feeling a little bit under the weather, but I feel like today is the first day that I'm like, boy, I really feel a lot better. Work wasn't so much fun, but hey, that's why it's work. It's what we get paid for, right? Fortunately, now we get to relax with some Banishers. I hope that your week has been going well. So we are just on our way to our closest available haunting case. We're going to do this, and then I think that there's at least one more on the map. The other thing that we'd like to do is we sort of get things lined up to head into the end game is any epilogue chapters. I want to say that there's 2 or 3. And those will range in time from like 15 minutes to like 30. They're usually really straightforward. It's just sort of like, here's a glimpse at how things got changed as as a result of the choice that you made. As far as I know, for those epilogues, we don't get any resources, any experience points, any items, but it's just sort of a narrative follow-up, which I actually really like a lot.
This quick mist is different.
How so?
Like it's fortified for protection.
Okay. Caroluna is saying that work has been very quiet this week, with the exception of a couple hours on Tuesday, which is awesome since he's still at 50%. Like, feeling 50%? I really hope that that passes quickly, Caroluna. So there is a soul catcher in there. There we go. Probably don't technically need this, but if something's flashing at me, it's hard to resist picking it up. I kind of feel like we are well past the point where I need any crafting resources, but why not? So Killian is saying that he's working half days currently. Hopefully that is for the best, and depending on the circumstances, you may not be getting paid for half days, which I just hope it's not eating into your income and your ability to sort of like afford the things that you need. Otherwise, if it's giving you the time and space to recover from something, I strongly encourage that, like support that. And hello to Mitra. Mitra, I hope that you're having a good day so far. All right, this will probably result in a fight. Oh.
Off with you.
Elizabeth.
I remember you. The Banisher from New Eden Town. When we met, I thought you alone. In truth, a ghost walks with you.
Aye. Invisible. Indivisible.
You should not be here.
I think I do remember her. She was one of the 2 sisters, if I remember correctly. Let's just start with this. Let's not make assumptions. Let's just ask.
You are bound to the world of the living. Why is that, do you think?
You should go.
Did the fever take you?
Inevitably, yes. I, and I alone, had long accepted it. Stay away from my sister. Stay away from Mary Claire. You have no business here.
Okay, we might get some dialogue here. So, I thought this was the sick one. It's been a couple episodes, but a powerful ghost who's driven to protect the one she haunts. She speaks little and contemplates much. She seems to be able to control the invisible out of concern for the woman she protects. If her power is allowed to grow, she could become dangerous indeed.
Be gone.
Oh, we are getting a fight.
Elizabeth cares deeply.
Yes, she's very protective.
Perhaps something around this cove will tell us about this Mary Claire.
Well, first of all, she had spent her entire life saving up 18 pieces of 8. Oh. I didn't see the note there until we went to hop the log. Scraps of poetry. I'm terrible at reading poetry. 'Tis the wind that sweepeth the land, that thou and I hath sown before with gentle palms upon the earth, and our backs hunched and hard and sore. 'Tis the silent sounds of dusk, doleful in autumnal bliss. Blessed be thy longing hands, blessed be the home thou misseth. Okay. 'Tis the thread of wool thou spinneth, weaving warmth into our meal. O Lord, let us taste rest. Let us be quiet and soft and still. 'Tis the scent of salt and water. 'Tis our ache that you absolve. 'Tis our grief for Ireland and the strength of our resolve.
Weird. She seems hostile, but also tries to guide us towards something.
Already able to control wisps. Her ghost grows strong fast.
I don't need those candles, but we can jump across right here to get them. Also, I kind of feel like we might be supposed to in order to get to the other side. So, yeah, the two sisters, these are the two sisters that I was thinking of. I thought that the more red-haired one was the one that was sitting down and not feeling well, and the one that we just saw as a ghost, in my memory, was the one who was much more, I don't know if abrasive is quite the right word, but certainly much more confrontational would be a safe way to characterize.
Part of the story is waiting to be revealed.
Dude, then I'm going to go with hearkening is my best guess.
Reunius vat aster himi.
You could have stayed home to write. How's your leg?
Still crippled. Besides, I needed air, and I like it here.
I know you like it here.
Elizabeth! Are you all right?
Yes. Wait. No. My necklace is gone.
Mary Claire is our ghost sister.
Mary Claire is hobbled. Her sister must have done the chores.
They seem very happy indeed.
Did the household chores. Okay. Poems notebook. Oh, I don't want to keep reading poetry. And I look at her. Her hair is black as the earth I was born on. Her lips as blue as the river I bathed in. Her lips as soft as the warmth of the sunrise on the hill of Tara. And hands as brave as... I'm not going to say this correctly. I'm so sorry. We need Borlak or Lady B here. They would probably be able to walk me through that. I'm not even going to be close. I'll follow her wherever she goes. I'd rather suffer 1,000 times than let her go. I'll throw myself off that thing if it will let me hold her hand. Next page. She's very, very much in love with this person. Yup. My love, I live My love, I live, you, I swear. Be my blood. Banshee howls when Carmen dies of grief. Echoes of pain. Okay. Yup. Lots of stuff here. Okay. She's super in love with somebody. Now, whether or not it's her own sister or somebody else that was maybe driving a rift between the sisters, that's what we are going to go find out. Okay, so the wisp is now over there. That's why I didn't go into that crack in the wall. I was like, hold on a second. I feel like we might arrive here as part of our investigation.
Traces of a ghost's memory resonate here.
Not a word, not a yearning, and yet the leaves of every tree whisper thy name away.
You used to write me poems.
If I remembered it, I'd not admit to it.
Oh, come on. It was not that bad.
So, I do not have Legend of Zelda powers to just climb this cliffside. So, let's go investigate this cave and see if it leads up and around. Mitra's saying that they work for a company who make hospital beds. 5 shifts, work 3 weeks, work nearly a week off there with decent pay. And on the free week now, that's awesome. So it's basically 3 weeks on, 1 week off. I'm very glad that you have some time off, and I hope that you're enjoying it. If we can help provide some happy and relaxing times to make the most of your week off, I'm very glad to do that. Be forewarned that just in case you weren't... Random person being dead. This game doesn't always make for the happiest storytelling, but I do find them very interesting. So, there's more space down here, but I do want to check the upstairs as well, the higher ridge. Also, Carolyn, I did see your note that you're hoping to be back to 100% in the office, like 100% work shifts after Easter, I think it was. Yes, the other side of Easter. I hope that goes through and that you're doing 100% better by then.
Ghost wards cannot manifest.
Okay.
Sorry, not this time.
There she is. And we needed that so that now we can yell at these boards.
I love doing that.
Okay, I just kind of prefer, like, there's all the words that I don't know how to pronounce correctly, and then I'm just a big baby. I don't usually pull a lot of meaning out of poems. They can be very evocative, very, like when I say sensational, like very good at, like, evoking the senses, and yet I'm not necessarily gonna pull a lot from this. So I left it up on screen there so that people could pause and read if they choose. Poetry, financial ledgers, shipping manifest. Oh, right. There's a few things that I'm just like, even I shall not read this aloud. Carolina says that because he's not working at a private company, I'm pretty sure that I'm on the lower end of the pay scale. Hopefully with good benefits, though, like the ability to be working, 50% time so that you can properly recover. That's, at least in the United States, that tends to be the bargain, at least the one that you hear about, where working for a private company, you're typically going to get more pay overall, but less consideration on the benefits side. Wow, okay.
Get back up.
Just had a wider sweep than I was ready for. I mean, yeah, they've got a really long-handled scythe. I don't remember seeing them use it to that kind of effect. All right, now I've got a way if I want to go down and get the contents of that barrel. Since I didn't notice it on my way up. Interesting, for the most part, watching robots so they do stuff the right way. Hey, somebody's got to do it. Let's pop down there and just grab the contents of that barrel. Really is just a few steps. The logic that I think of in my head, this goes for random pickups and experience points and something else, is that if I saw a $10 bill just sort of like fluttering its way down the street unattended with nobody else sort of running after it, I may not need that $10 desperately right this minute, but I might need it later, and it seems a little bit worth the indignity of trying to chase it down in the breeze. If nothing else, the next time you see somebody who's like hungry, you can give the $10 to them, and then they have the $10. Kiluna says that that's by law where he is.
Draft.
From the invisible.
If the doctor says that he's working 50%, then he's working 50%, and no company can refuse that unless it goes on for too long, which I think is like a year or something like that. Well, I'm glad that the situation is being taken seriously, and through a sober medical assessment, they're like, okay, 50% is what is correct. More scraps of poetry. I'm sure it's lovely. Just trying to work out what I think happened with this aside from falling over. Oh, hey, Antea. Yep, just examining the photograph.
I feel an
Painting.
echo ringing, like a hum.
I am the master of looking at a painted canvas and calling it a photograph.
She is the leaf brightening upon the breeze.
How did it go? The light in your eyes.
The warmth in thy eyes.
You do remember.
I hope the resolution to this case is not going to hinge on my ability to decode or remember poetry.
The past linger here.
The dainty sparkle of Helios' lamp shining through the space of each quivering branch.
Annotated poetry. So this has some words. How may I put down to paper, unreadable, leaving home, leaving it all behind, whatever she may say, I miss Eru. I'm so sorry. This is Irish, I think, and I'm just not going to know how to say a lot of these words. The world moves, but come now, if ever before. The shapes of what my life could have been if I'd stayed to marry that man flicker before me in dreams. Thou came, thou sacred unreadable, come to me here. I heard thy voice far off and listened, and left my father's golden house. Come to me here, come to me here, come to me here.
Fleeing island and an unwanted marriage. They risked much. It was a brave thing to do.
By the way, do we consider
it
it...
was so romantic. Go on, say it.
The warmth in thy eyes, in the dark of the night. The sparkle in thy voice, in the depths of my heart.
Ah, I was right. It was terrible. And I still like it.
Hey, there's something to be said for the willingness to be terrible in an earnest attempt to say how you feel.
Echoing chords across the sea, there's a storm when you sleep. Our joined souls usher in the unspoken.
a wooden pendant engraved with the names Moira Tynan, and Lisbeth O'Hara. So this is the tie. What I was about to ask is, do we consider it a possibility that these are the two people that presented as sisters, and they were only pretending to be sisters because any other relationship of two women being very, very close to one another might have been deemed unacceptable in this?
Moira Tynan. Have we heard that name before?
We have now, and we found our tie.
Off with you.
Who is Moira Tynan?
No. Please, leave it alone. Leave it be.
The dead left a mark here. I can reveal the stains. There's another trail. This way.
Let me read this first. Scraps of poetry, button mine eyes, and hark at the heavens, sweet rumble sighs. Not such a yearning. Okay, so we'll leave this up for a second if people want to pause and read it. Otherwise, we're going to...
Spectral traces. If we follow them, they can help us.
Okay, that is the wisp that's making that sound.
A spirit stamped this place with its presence and left a trail.
I think we'll turn into red here. Yeah, he usually does the climbing. Carolina, I'm trying to remember if you were... I saw that Innertooth had returned to Stardew. I could not remember if you were one of the people who also enjoys themselves some Stardew Valley. Because they just released that 1.6 patch that added like a new farm and a whole bunch of new stuff, and it seems to be very popular. I saw a lot of people jumping right into it.
Let me show you the way.
Love poems, fortified quick mist. She's a fiercely protective ghost.
That gives her power. We should take care.
Okay, we can't get through here. I am very willing to follow the spectral mist if that's what's necessary to get to the source of this. No, sorry, it's follow the spectral trail if it's what will get rid of the quick mist. Alternatively... Okay, this actually led directly to it.
Big up. You trespass here. Leave us be.
I'm afraid we can't do that.
Please. We are just like you.
You care for your sister. It is clear you've no wish to harm her.
Do you?
No, but I will if I have to.
What happened? How did you die?
We are all mortal. I knew it, but strangely I thought myself exempt. A bad cut. Badness in the blood. I rotted from within. And that was that. Leave us be. Leave Mary Claire alone. You have no business here.
She's strong and defensive. The sister, Mary Claire, should be nearby. Look for a house.
Well, I'd like to be able to get in there. Oh, wait, now we can. That's right, because now that we've cleared the mist. Let's at a minimum make sure that we get that haunted, that cursed chest on the map. Right, but I don't have the parts, I think. Yeah, 0 of the shepherd dolls. Carolina is definitely not into Stardew or Graveyard Keep or anything similar. Is it the gameplay loop, Carolina, or the graphical style, like that sort of like pixel art style? Or it's just generally speaking, that's just not... it's just not my game. So this is more like the O'Hara's barn, I feel like. That I wouldn't call that a house. Let's go check this structure. This looks like something I might call a house.
The words of a ghost may resonate here.
I see the apron you wore to the river. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see its wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Do you recognize the verse?
No, but I see spectral stains enveloping the building and blocking the door. How did the poem go again?
I see the apron you wore to the river. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see its wings rise like sails in the harbour. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
So, based on the poem, it sounds like we might need to view the house, or otherwise, either view the house from across the meadow, or just go across...
Maybe something around here refers to what's in the verses.
The meadow? Oh, hold on, we do have something over here. Oh, the
I see
apron.
all the milk you sifted this morning. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see all its freckles braid onto your clogs. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Okay, so now we're getting the sense of it. That one was about the milk. So now I'm going to head over to the barn. And look for any milk
Words
cans.
from the past linger here. I don't think the poem referred to this.
This wasn't part of the verse.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys are the ones that put like an echo stain on it. Oh, or that's something that we have to visit with later. Okay, yeah, that's not something that we can touch.
I sense the fragment of a ghost's voice.
Huh. Alright, I really thought that all the milk you milked, or whatever it was called, would be in this area. But no. Okay. So, we can go back further, or closer to this. This was where we heard the thing. Let me listen to it again.
I see all the milk you sifted this morning. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see all its freckles braid onto your clogs. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
As Cara Luna says, it would have been awesome if all the poems that had been found were fully voiced that way. Because here's the thing, I don't
Words
mind
from the past linger here.
listening to poetry. I just I don't deliver it properly. It's something that I'm very much aware of. So we cannot open this door at all. Oh, hold on.
I see the curds that you plucked from the way. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. I see the colander resting in the hay. From across the meadow, or so I believe.
Okay, well I know where the colander is. That is this thing. I could very easily have lived in a world where I just was not familiar with the word colander, but no, it's right here.
An echo whispering to me.
I see the cheese you stir for me and my sins. From across the meadow, the blossoms and leaves. Oh, please do gift me this mouthful of mercy, so the mournful morrow cleaves.
The thread is gone.
Hello to Innertooth. Inner, how was your Thursday? If you streamed today... Oh, is this a workshop? I really thought it was a barn. Oops. Or, wait. we've unraveled the spectral thread, so now we can go inside. If you stream today, Inner, I'm afraid that I missed the whole thing.
Something's here.
Hidden.
It has been quite a day.
By the hearth, the bed is made, the goose is cooked, the bread is baked.
Scraps of poetry. And Carolina was specifically saying, like, with some of the Scottish or Irish or, you know, the words that I'm particularly uncertain about how to pronounce. I'm so sorry, you guys. I can read through all of this. It will just bounce off of me like I'm reading a random series of syllables. But... And the thing that troubles me is that you know that...
Nothing's concealed.
At least for now, we still live in a world where human beings sat down and wrote that poetry and wanted it to convey a very specific message, so I feel self-conscious about it not. I'll wait, saith she, I'll wend my way, and she by the barn, yeah, that she would go a-courting, okay? Spot hakes. Should our hand lines hold? Okay. Very literally could not have learned less from that. A letter to Elizabeth. My Elizabeth, my heart. It does me fine and great to read your letter, though I thought I'd not hear from you again. At home, all's well as can be well. The harvest is small, but the cow calved, and we've allowed the tenants to stay on the rent, so there's at least beef and milk. This year shall be better. Perhaps we shall lose fewer of the young men to the colonies or the war, and fewer young girls to service in England, like your friend Moira Tynan. None have seen hide nor hair of her in the years since she walked out of the house without a word, not to her father, nor to her betrothed, Padraig Og. Your mother hasn't been the same since you left, and neither was Padraig. But the wedding has brought some cheer, for you should know that Padraig Og gave up on Moira and has married your sister Mary Claire. She misses you, as do we all. With all the good love, your father. And this might be Gaelic or something for daddy. So... Elizabeth's father wrote to her to share the fact that her Padraig Og gave up on Moira and married her sister. So now we know for a fact that Moira is not the same as Mary Claire. They are different people. And I don't know what else to do with this information. We're still even trying to put together what the...
This letter says Mary Claire got married. In Ireland.
But they're here in New Eden. Wait. Of course. This isn't Mary Claire.
Moira Tynan was betrothed to some fella. Moira fled with Elizabeth to avoid the marriage.
Mary Claire isn't Elizabeth's sister. It's a pretense to allow them to be together.
Wow, I was eventually...
We know Mary Claire is not who she claims to be. We know you're not sisters.
Enough. Leave her alone now. She doesn't deserve any trouble. Leave us be.
I was eventually partially correct. We've already read that. The ghost of Elizabeth O'Hara fears her beloved Mary Claire will not manage on her own. No, apparently she's got like a really badly injured leg, and she couldn't do any of the chores. Do we know anything about Mary Claire? Did we learn anything about her? Hold on. Not the sister. Fled Ireland to avoid marrying a local man.
They were in love. Their love binds them together yet. I hear it happens.
Let's go have a wee chat with them.
I'm glad that Antea put it all together, because if I was supposed to infer the fact that this is not the real Mary Claire from the poetry, that, again, was not going to be my forte. If it was just the fact that the letter said... Like, I would have thought that the most reasonable explanation was just that Mary Claire... Like, this is Mary Claire, and she didn't want to get married, or didn't want to stay married, so she fled to New England. But then again, maybe the letter reached Elizabeth in New England after she had already left with the woman now pretending to be Mary Claire, Moira. I feel like I've ever met a Moira in real life, but it's a cool name. Inner, how's your week been going so far? Well, hold on, there it is. Let's just check the map because, yeah, whatever's in here isn't going to be that big of an area to search. Oh, and so many rewards for coming in here, too. I think that... I'd have to double check, but I think that's 2 out of the 3 shepherds.
Ready and waiting.
Those are regular living wolves, so Antea's scream just shattered them. Carolina says that if he's not mistaken, a childhood friend of his has a daughter called Moira. Yeah, I feel like in my life, I've known one person named Wesley. I'm trying to think of any other, like... Oh, I think you're the first one of those, first person with that name that I've ever met. And now immediately nothing else is coming to mind. So apparently in my life I've known one Wesley. That's it. Oh, that's right. We took the upgrade so that she gets 2...
It's angry now.
Two projectiles with her ensnare. I completely forgot that. I thought that I somehow hit both targets with one because they were standing so close. Nope, that is another one of those.
A ghost in love is a force to be reckoned with.
I believe you.
I feel like a ghost in love who cannot be perceived by their significant other that they're in love with, that seems like a special pain that you either get to see them recover and go right along with their life, and hopefully you feel happy about it, or you see them not and just suffer and, like, just enter this state of eternal longing for the person that they lost, who is you. Don't want to forget to look over here. We might be back in here to look at ghost ties in a minute, but at least this way, if not, we've picked up the pieces that we needed. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up reading that book in a minute. As soon as Red realizes that books can have information in them. I think one of the first times that I ever heard the name Moira was the old X-Men cartoon, because Professor X's, like, girlfriend was called Moira.
Oh, there. Moira. Elizabeth. I wish to help you. Will you talk to me?
Be off with you, Scotsman.
Moira. I only wish to talk.
You shouldn't be here.
Nor should you, Elizabeth.
Who are you?
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McWraith. He is also the man I love.
How do you two... I don't understand.
A long story. As is yours, I'm sure.
You clearly mean the world to each other. How can we help?
Stay away from her.
This cannot last. You must know it.
Why? Why would you say such a thing? What do you want?
So this top one is the most important thing. She doesn't know that hanging out with Elizabeth is going to be very, very bad for her health and sanity. And none too good for Elizabeth's either. But let's talk about this for a while. And hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. So Hickey and anybody else joining us in progress, these are the two sisters that we met in the Harrows. And it turns out that they are not sisters, but rather the one on the left, who we previously known as Mary Kate, was that her name, is in fact a different person named Moira something, Tynan, something like that. And the two of them have just been pretending to be sisters so that they could be together and no one would harass them about it.
How did two such free-spirited young women end up so far from home? How did you meet?
We were neighbors in Ireland.
Elizabeth, don't. The other settlers.
It's time. Someone must know of us. Someone must remember us.
Your love is precious. You want it to live. I understand.
I doubt you do.
I also loved a woman once. Javiera Sepulveda. Hell had no fury like her. Big-mouthed, loved to laugh. Loved me.
What happened?
Life happened. I had work to pursue, and so did she. She was happily married, last I heard.
I'll not go that way, you understand? There'd be no happy marriage to some man or other.
To the world, we were sisters. Faithful, devoted, and inseparable. A man come courting Elizabeth was also courting me.
Bad leg and all. None stayed.
Now, I'm a crippled young woman alone. No family, no money, no position. Marriage to a man may be all I can hope for. But it shall not be happy.
So you grew up together?
Our families had business. Moira's dad worked the sheep farms, mine traded wool.
I was 16 when my leg broke. Doctors said I'd not walk again, that the shock would likely kill me. I showed them. I went to the O'Hara's to learn the wool trade. We grew together. We grew to love each other.
And when they pressed you to marry, you fled here.
I'd not belonged to another. It was Liz or no one. New England meant we could be whoever we wanted to be. And no one would know different.
People here, well, let's say they lack understanding. How did you keep up the charade? Where did you find the courage?
Spite. We know what they did to the schoolmistress. We know what they do to free women. We took our place amongst them and acted as if we were them. Harshness was the facade behind which we could live.
A false face to the world so we could wear the truth at home. Pretending to the outside world is one thing, but you can't pretend to yourself.
You have loved each other. A love so great not even death could tear it from you. But Elizabeth, you must realize that you are feeding on Moira's life to continue your own flicker of existence.
And what of you? Does the same truth not hold? Are you not hurting him by staying?
We find other ways for Antea to feed. Banishers, remember?
Show me how. That's your choice and I want the same.
It's not that simple. Us being Banishers is the only reason why Antea can be fed.
And it has its limits. What do you think, Elizabeth? Do you wish the haunting to endure?
Am I really killing her?
It will seem like you aren't at first, but she will wither slowly and then all at once.
Her life is a gift. I don't wish to hurt her.
I can't do without her, not here, not anywhere.
There's a haunting here. We're ready to bring it to a close.
Okay, the hell. Sorry, so I should keep talking. Here's our options. So you guys have heard in the past, like, okay, this one is really easy, or this one's really difficult, and I don't know how I want to pursue on this one. This is the one where all of our choices are very bad. First of all, off the table is Banish. Why? Why would we do that? So then we're between Ascend or Blame. Which one do we go with? Well, if we ascend, Elizabeth O'Hara is gently allowed to depart from this world to whatever winds up afterwards, and Moira Tynan is left entirely by herself, as she puts it, a young woman who is not able to do regular farm work, regular chores and stuff like that due to her injured leg, and she has no money, no standing, no prospects, and no skills. That seems like a path towards beggaring or sex work or just sort of just being a charity case. I don't know. Like here's the thing. Here's the really sad thing. There's a lot of stuff that she could do, but in this world, she's always and only going to be set up for. I don't want to take forever to talk this through, but basically living at the mercy and kindness and compassion and generosity, the charity of others. And that sucks. Or she could get married to some guy and be miserable, performing her wifely duties, and this super sucks. It's absolutely, positively not what she wants. Or we can blame her and rip her soul out of her body, and I don't know, are we supposed to pretend that then the two of them get to be together in death? We've seen 0 cases of that being the way that it works. It seems to me like if we rip this person asunder and feed her life essence to Antea, then we're going to wind up with an extremely vengeful ghost. I really don't know what to do. We have to do something because we can't leave them like this. She's just going to kill her. I don't know. I don't know, and we can't take our time. You can't spend our lives on this. So let's talk it through. We blame her. We feed her soul to Antea. Elizabeth O'Hara gets really angry about it, goes off and becomes a rage demon someplace, and then we exorcise her, and then that's the end of it. B, we ascend her. Moira Tynan is left to basically die of a broken heart or shame or starve to death or be driven, go on to live a life that by her own statement she doesn't want to. I really don't like this one. I don't know. Inner did VLAN stuff, so that's exciting. I'm looking at chat. Honest to God, I could flip a coin, and I'm not going to, because we're not going to abdicate our responsibilities here. But, Banishers always say death to the death, life to the living. If we go this way, we're doing what Banishers do, and we're living up to our responsibilities, and we're saying to Moira, I'm sorry, this is how it has to be, and we wish you the best, and then we just cut her loose. That also drives Antea further away from resurrection. I'm going to... So... I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. I really don't know. I would have more follow-up questions. I'd say, does anybody want a meal? Let's all sit down and have a chat about this, because I'd really want to get some more. Since we don't have more, I'm going to default back. I don't like just saying, like, well, this is what Red would do. But isn't this what Red would do? To blame her and to, like, I can't resolve this. I cannot be the arbiter here. I have to be, so I have to make a choice. But the choice that I'm going to make is what's best for Red. I feel like that's the way that we're going to go, because I really don't know. What I'd want to do is I'd want to say, Moira, I want you to take 24 hours to think about it. I'm going to stay right here to make sure that you don't rabbit out of here, but I need you to spend one day to think about what prospects you have, because if you've got anything, and I mean anything on the prospect, another person that you can stay with, that you can weave for, that you can do something with your... Like, as far as we know, her arms and hands are fine. Seems like there's a lot that she could do without the leg, but no. Since we don't have that luxury, we're going to do this.
Moira Tynan, I believe you'd do anything to bring your beloved back.
You're right. I would.
Well, here's the thing. I'd do the same for mine.
Wait. You can't. You can't mean to. Don't touch her.
I'm sorry.
Moira! I'll get you! I'll get you both!
Filth we must endure that our loved ones be sheltered. Oh, shame. Oh, woe.
As much as any of the ones that we've done, that felt like a straight up murder. That was one where it just... More poetry. It just felt to me like there were no good options. More poetry. We got a skill point. Yeah, if I was doing my traditional run about, like, we're gonna do the best that we can, and when we come up against a hard decision, we're gonna aim at whatever we think will ultimately do the most good and work our way from there. And that's all you can do sometimes. I absolutely would have chosen the opposite direction. In this case, it was...
Are you all right?
She was doomed anyway. I'm fine. I noticed you stopped writing to Javiera.
I am not friends with letter writing. I'll write to her. Later. After.
Could this be what's drawn on the map?
What? There's something drawn on a map. Wait, Red. You're gonna have to narrow that down for me, my friend. So, let's go to collectibles? Special items. Okay, special items. So here is, we have 2 maps that don't have check marks. We have 3 maps that don't have check marks. Yes. So which one do we think this is? Okay, we can look around for that stone, because we see a lot of these fences around, right? Let's look at this one. This looks more like it's up in the mountains. Maybe it's just because of the scrubby brush, but this looks more like a mountain area. And then this one is... Yeah, this does not look like where we are. I don't know where it is, but it doesn't look like where we are with the very high cliffs. So let's take a look around for these, like, 2 fingers. Hello to... Oh, Borlak! Borlak, we read so much poetry. Well, then again, I'm not sure that you would have been able to, like, phonetically put it into chat, but... Oh, wait, hold on. Are those the 2 fingers? They could be. They could be. They look fingery.
Who's that?
Yes. Something's here.
There was a lot of, I think, Irish here, and we were sort of wondering... I was very concerned about not pronouncing it correctly. It was probably way off. Can we at least get you in on the names? Hold on. Can we... I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but there was at least one name. I'd love to know the proper pronunciation of it. There was the name of, crud. No. Yeah, we're not going to... Well, how about this? Borlak, can you put in chat, can you let us know, what would be the pronunciation of this? My best guess would be Finn... McCummel? McCumhill? Macamill. I don't know. But I'd love to get your thoughts on the correct phonetic pronunciation of that. And even then I will probably be wrong. Okay, so the reason I want to head here is we want to rest, because usually resting is what brings out the activities, and maybe we can do an epilogue activity. Oh man, do you guys remember do you guys remember in without any spoilers, in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, there was an extremely, like, I think Irish character, and I so wanted Borlak and Lady B to, like, give us...
I can help.
Give us some sort of summation of what she was saying, because the running joke or gag in the game was that none of the Vikings could understand a word that she said. And so she'd have these, like, long dialogue sequences, which were just, like, you couldn't make out every 8th word. But I bet Borlak and or Lady B could have. Fionn McCool. And it's Irish. Fionn. Hold on. Hold on, I want to highlight what this is, because this is... Again, I'm really glad. So this is... Hold on. This... Really? McCool? Is that's how you say that? See, that's the thing. Irish or whatever, like, there's so many additional letters that are not... So, how would you say this? I would say... Muir? Iran. Iron? Muir, Iron. Aaron, maybe, with the little accent over the E. Oh, hello to Lady B. Yes, Lady B, we just did a haunting for a couple from Ireland that there were all sorts of words that I couldn't pronounce. Muir, Aaron. Muir, Aaron. So that's actually closer to what I thought than I expected it to be. So these might be our last skill points, you guys. Yeah, we could do that. Defeat an enemy with a charged heavy attack restores 15% spirit. So an issue is that I don't usually defeat enemies with charged heavy attacks, but... You know, let's do that. I just find it more interesting. And now we're going to do... I do like Never Ending. Yeah, no, Never Ending's the better choice there. Yeah. So we've got one more red point and one more blue point, and then we will have maxed out all of our current skill trees. Let's rest real quick. Carolina says, "I love it when languages spoken don't follow written, and I don't need to learn the language." Yeah, that one Irish character, I think she was Irish from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I was so like, and there was one episode where we went specifically to try to find her, and we couldn't. I don't know where she lived. Okay, we will probably fast travel, but let's look at the map first. Well, actually, it's like the UK comedian Lee Mack said. He has an Irish friend called... I can't pronounce that. And it's spelled F-A. I couldn't even begin to guess at how to say that. Okay, so do we have an epilogue chapter someplace close by? No. No, hold on. Hold on. We go do this one. Let's go do this one. So we're going to fast travel to the Harrows. Or is this underground? No, that's going to be in town. Let's look under, and then we can go underground if we need to. So we'll go to this one. Hello to Buckeye! Buckeye, how's your week going? I was sharing earlier that I was not feeling super well through the weekend, but much better now. It's been sort of an exhausting week, but doing better. Okay, it's gonna be one of these letters. Keep out. Notice, God's Acre is outside bounds. Since the loss of the cobbler Caleb Watson, many specters roam. Pay your respects in your own way at home if you must, but from the cemetery, stay away. Important note, the beaches west of the hamlet are now strongly discouraged due to the abominations that have settled there. Go there at your own risk. We are aware that the fish lines we have placed there can no longer be accessed or harvested. We're trying to find a solution as soon as possible.
People here could use a hand. Could offer mine.
You could.
Yeah, I mean, if only they knew some professionals who could help them out with that. Yeah, Buckeye, I hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Yeah, like Lady B is bringing up a perfect example. Siobhan, which is, like, you would say it as Siobhan, but Lady B has put in the spelling that I commonly see, S-I-O-B-H-A-N. There's no V in it, and yet you would just say it as Siobhan. Wait, what day did I say? I know that there's one more day left in the week. We're going to do our best to get past it and into a very nice weekend. Buckeye's day was rough. Vibes have been off this week at work, but trying to be positive and hang out there. Hopefully, whatever those vibes are emanating from resolves for the best, and it turns out to be some background discomfort, and then everything is fine. I'm hoping the best for you. There was some very exciting news earlier in the week that Dawn Evil landed the job that she was hoping for. I know that Harmonious Crow has been moving in that direction as well, getting set up to do some what's it called? Like DoorDash stuff that she was interested to start doing. So hopefully
Spectres at the beach.
That'll be good news as well.
Great! More fun.
Okay. Nope.
More friends.
So this one doesn't have a name, but I thought that it might be Moira. Or Lisbeth. Oof Fives, hello to you! Thank you very much for the cheer. I still remember with no spoilers attached to Oof Fives, we were actually talking about this the other day. There was a point late in... Oh gosh, what was it called? Plague Tale Requiem, where this really high energy...
Spectres, folk may fish once more.
Well, we're here.
Hold on.
Let's retrieve what we can.
Really high energy, we'll call it just an escape sequence. And I was going, and at one point I, like, really biffed it and wound up getting the character killed. And then, pa-pling, and it's Oof Fives with 5 Oof Fives. And I really, like, we were actually just talking about that it was actually really funny. Hello to Azaric! Just want to quickly say hello to you before slipping into lurk. No worries, nothing's happened in the last few moments that would compromise a spoiler, and I hope that you're having a great evening. Caroluna has another word that I cannot pronounce. Oh, did I say Wednesday? Yeah, thank goodness I'm going in the opposite direction. Yep, we've got one more day left in the week. Yeah, today, one like I said earlier, that work was a little bit rough. There was a kind of a tense meeting, and like a very needlessly tense meeting, I think. And, okay, you know what? If people need to make it weird, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I was there to discuss what can happen and what should happen. And the idea that I presented was not received warmly, and they're going to go a different direction, and we will do everything we can to help them out and make it work. That was it, you guys. That was the entire thing. He said, why don't we make the most of it while we're here, and apparently that was the most of it. We do have one more activity. Oh no, we have 2 more activities. Look at this. They're propping up all over the place. So we'll see if we can get there. Okay, I don't know where this marker is directing me. Oh, just across the bridge. Oh, you know what? Oof Fives might be referencing Buckeye Ninja's vibes, like at work. I hope not. I hope that's a 1 Oof vibe. I appreciate the cheer, but I hope that for Buckeye it works out better. I hope it works out better than the characters in Plague Tale. Again, no spoilers, but you do not want to die in Plague Tale. It's not like a Dead Space death where you just see your character get absolutely eviscerated. It's just the actor that they have playing, like the main character there, has a devastating scream. Another piece of good news, today was the first day, like this stream was the first stream in, I want to say 4 or 5 days, where the transcoding options were simply there and didn't require any finagling to get in there. This is a big deal, because if you don't have transcoding on Twitch, then it's just going to force everybody to watch it at maximum bitrate, and not everybody can do that, so it's a little uncomfortable if you get locked into that.
Mr. McWraith, good timing. I've a favour to ask you. My old warehouse is invaded by a ghostly plant, and I need something from there.
Seems I'm a gardener now.
Yes, well, I had a man who did this kind of work, but he made a promise to his stick-in-the-mud ghost wife, and I have her no longer. To be fair to you, it's entirely your fault. But I will forgive you. If you bring me back the oil and pigment stored in my overgrown warehouse.
A generous offer. How could I turn it down? Till we meet again.
You mind your good self, do you hear?
Can I say I actually really like Phoebe? I think I'm generally predisposed towards liking people named Phoebe. I think it's a really cool name. But this specific Phoebe, yeah, she's all right. She has a very biting wit that I enjoy. Okay, so where specifically am I going? Because I'll go here as well to pick this up unless the marker is closer than I think. Yeah, that's not it. Clear the creeping ivy. I would love to. So it's 400 meters this way, except it's grayed out. Also, I thought that her warehouse was, like, here. Or here, specifically. You know what? Let's just follow the mark. Oh, and now it's not grayed out. Okay. I'd love to know where it is, because I think that, like, 400 meters, we could just fast travel there. Ah, there we go. And we cannot fast travel there. But what we can do, if we've got to, like, walk this way, why don't we grab this activity and maybe we can polish off 2 epilogues? Yeah, I would say... So, let me run this by you guys in chat. You let me know. If somebody like Azaric were to play this game, I think that it would not be a spoiler at all to say, hey, just so you know, when you complete a haunting investigation, after you rest, you will likely find that there's an activity marked. And that activity is going to be sort of like an epilogue chapter for one of the haunting investigations that you finished. Like, to me, I wouldn't consider that a spoiler because it's sort of like, hey, make sure you don't miss out on this, like, closing, like, this button on the chapter. But I also understand that some people might feel different about it. So I'd be interested in chat. Where do you fall on that?
Hugging all the fun.
Elizabeth is definitely going to be one of the post logs, though. Definitely. She was so angry. The one thing that she said is stay away from Mary Claire. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Because, I mean, she couldn't have known that this is what's going to happen, but she definitely feared that this was what was going to happen. Actually, I take it back. I think this was significantly worse than what she thought was going to happen. Oh, did we already? Oops.
Raging battle.
It's gonna be good.
Too easy.
That was... Oh, no. We've got somebody else. Rah!
The specters are converging to a spot nearby. It's like they're answering some call.
Okay, investigate the area. We will indeed. I don't know that this is Elizabeth, but when you consider how mad she was, summoning angry specters and spirits...
Die, you bastard!
This home doesn't ring any specific bells. Oh, look! A letter from Marie Claire O'Hara. My dearest widow Perkins, unexpected recent visit from, Oh, right! No, we did read this. Yes. So, I didn't know who Mary Claire was, but this was when she was writing to the Widow Perkins to say, back the hell off, don't send any men over. And now that we know more about her, it's like, oh, right, yeah.
Did you feel that?
It's close.
Very unwelcome. Okay. I assume that she had some help getting that anchor up the stairs. I would have left that on the first floor myself. I'll look at some of these just in case they're new, but we did read everything. Yes, we read that. Yes, we read that. We already moved this dresser. It used to be over more. We really scratched up the floor getting it in place, too. Investigate the area. I feel like our best bet is to investigate in Antea mode because she can always see a little bit more than Red can. She's got 30-foot dark vision. Hey, quick question. Like, is Intertooth still here? In modern D&D, is it just called dark vision now? Like, it's not that they can see heat like the Predator. I don't remember where this came up in conversation, but we were talking about, like, it used to be called, like, infravision, which sort of implied that they could see, like, body heat and stuff. And, like, well, what if you do the Arnold Schwarzenegger and you, like, douse yourself with, you know, slather yourself over with mud? Oh, the captain's mad at us. Okay. Weird choice, but...
Get back up!
They never learn, do they?
Place Hepzibah's tie on her husband's grave. Wait, can I listen to this first?
Sail towards my head. Land ho, and God bless you, Red McRae.
She did say, bless you, Red McRae, didn't she? I think so.
Let's hope Hepzibah's tie has appeased Richard's wrath.
I can't hear the spectral whistle anymore. Looks like we prevented a scourge.
So that's the stone, because we were carrying it, I noticed. The stone that she used to start the process of crushing Deborah to death. I guess it's because it's less that the stone was used for that, and more that that's Hepzibah's tie to the mortal realm. So it sort of like moves her closer to him, I think. By the way, Inner is saying that in 5e, it's normal vision, low light vision, dark vision, and a magical dark vision is also a thing. And isn't like blind sense, isn't that also a thing? Where it's like, even if you were hiding inside of a closet, somebody knows because direct line of sight is not necessary. I also want to ask, Samlander if he's ever had Kython in his game. I guess that was a 3rd edition thing. If you have dark vision and it's dark, you'll see things in gray tints. So, like, you can't make out color. So yeah, now we'll continue to work up towards half-empty glass. This does not need to dominate our conversation, but if you see things in shades of gray, could you, like, write something on a sheet of paper that would not be visible in dark vision, but would be visible in normal light. I'm just trying to think of how that would work, because if it was black text on a white paper, surely you'd be able to make out the contrast between those different colors. And if you used white ink on a white paper, then it wouldn't matter whether or not you had dark vision or not, or like access to light, because you still can't read that. I guess, you know what it is? Like, if you use whiteout to write on a sheet of white paper, you could make that out in regular light, but maybe in dark vision you couldn't. Also in D&D, there's probably way more interesting ways to, like, obscure information than to invent whiteout and then use it to write on paper. Inner Tooth is saying there's trumble vision or sense and echolocation. But that's mostly for creatures, not the PC, which is up to the DM. And the magical dark vision is for created darkness by magic. Inner Tooth, do you ever, like... I don't know. I get fascinated by stories of people's D&D sessions.
Watch out! Spectre possession.
Oh, hold on.
How's that?
Some of them are very funny, except for when they become, like, very creepy or uncomfortable. And then it's like, come on. I don't know. D&D and other tabletop role-playing games just seem like such interesting opportunities to do this sort of cooperative, collaborative storytelling. And I personally don't necessarily understand the desire to win. Like, oh, we gotta win. Oh, I rolled low, so I'm just gonna, like, flip over the dice and make it the number that I wanted. Isn't it, speaking as somebody who just, like, rolls eternally low in everything, it's way more entertaining, honestly. Like, you want to do cool stuff, but it makes it so much rewarding when you actually do, if the preceding 30 rolls were 4. Okay, right. This is sort of the back door. We couldn't come into the warehouse this way before, so clear the creeping ivy. Step 1 is to find the creeping ivy.
Corrupted weeds.
All right, so we can see one node up there. One node... there, and we've got a clear shot at it. And then one node... We should do another D&D session on the channel again. Something like when we did the HW one. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to do a non-canonical, like, origin story for, like, Mia's character. So if anybody doesn't know, Mia has Mia has a couple characters now, but Mia's, like, primary character in Kyber Shards, which is the Eberron-based actual play show, with Colin and others, Summerhawk and Casey and... I'm gonna move this. Eric. That's it. I feel like I'm missing somebody still. But Mia has actually, like, guested on the... Okay, no, that's just a lantern. On their show as her character named Nardali, who is sort of like a drow barbarian with, like, scorpion features and scorpion powers and stuff. And it all fits very well into the world. I don't know how to hit that next one. Let's climb. Oh, no, we can't. We're being blocked. And there's another node. Okay. Let's shoot the 3 that we see, because this feels like enough now. No, what? Sorry. Okay, we did get it. What? I was like, wait, that seemed... Believe me, I miss all the time. I didn't think that we missed that one. Inner is very correct. Also, don't mind rolling high. I once rolled a nat 1 to search for some dragon scales. Used my inspiration to re-roll and rolled a nat 20. Best use of inspiration. I'll tell you this now. So for anybody that doesn't know the rules of D&D, inspiration is like a special, like, re-roll that you can do. It's often tied to, like, getting a special boost from another character, like a bard. Or sometimes if you...
Move it, Red.
I'm trying. If you do something particularly neat... From a role-playing perspective, the DM might give you inspiration there as well. So, that's like, okay. It's like a special bonus, a special reward, and I haven't played a lot of 5th edition at all, but I always feel like if I had inspiration dice, I would just like hold them forever. It would be like a healing potion in a Final Fantasy game.
Merchandise.
Why would I drink this healing potion if I could get killed instead and then have the healing potion later for when I need it? So pigment, linseed oil, and terps for making oil paints as found in Phoebe Walcott's warehouse. Interesting. Remember her unfinished or unstarted canvas?
Oil and pigment for making paint.
Maybe she's getting ready to start that painting.
Pay
Darn it.
attention.
Carolina says, it's the Nat 1 that generates the best stories. I have a few of those myself. Yeah, I've shared fairly recently that the commitment at the beginning of Disco Elysium to just accepting the outcome of whatever happened, every roll, every decision, every attempt, outside of like one particular reload because I just straight up died, I think we committed to that the whole way through. That was incredibly memorable, and part of what made it memorable was all the failures, all of the things where, like, according to my character build and setup, I should have like excelled at, but you roll in that game, it was 2 1s because you're rolling like 2 6-sided die. You roll Snake Eyes, you just get effed. That's it. And then other ones where it was like it was so unlikely, but you rolled like I'd roll double 6s and I'd pull out these incredibly unlikely victories. Those were both of those were the most entertaining, and went on to have like a big impact on like the story and stuff. I have discovered, with no spoilers attached whatsoever, my playthrough of Disco Elysium had stuff that it's like some fairly rare stuff in it in terms of like story content. Like, to me, this was just the story, and then I've discovered in like a couple years since we played that, no, there's some conversations that we had about the story and stuff. Obviously I don't want to give it away, that like a lot of people don't get. I think that's awesome. And when you're playing something like D&D and you get that experience of like the story can be so dynamic in response to what your decisions are. It's not limited to what the programmers could imagine ahead of time, but rather to what the D&D can bring to life. Sorry, the DM rather can bring to life. I'm not convinced that I'm... Yeah, okay, we're going the right way. Carolina says, Harvester really hates it when there's pre-existing partitions on any of the drives, apparently. Oh, that's not the way. Just walk up this uncrossable cliff. You guys, did I completely miss... Nope, no, I think we're heading in the right direction. Here we go. Interesting that he likes to describe the failure himself to create fun content. Inspect the room, Nat 1. Hey guys, have you seen this door? Yeah, we just came through it. But look at the door! It must lead to something. When it was more like 4th edition. 4th edition was the version that both I and my producer played, both first separately and then more together, where like the nat 20s on like a skill check would be like a perception chest, and it's like, you not only know where this pillow came from, you know the name of the seamstress who made it.
How are things? What's new?
Well now, some say things are going really well and we are saved. Others say things are going terribly badly and we are doomed. I'm just glad things are going at all.
I have your oils and pigment. Some painting to do?
And that's the plan.
Well, you've had what you needed a while now.
Yes, I bought it for a portrait that haunted me. I never started it. I had some important drinking to do. Can't do that no more. Being sober is so very dull. Best I try to put some colour into it. You taught me that I still had something to lose. Thank you, I suppose. I can't see much happiness in the future, so I shall try to paint it. Perhaps then it may come into being. A happy Ishmael, a happy me. Wish me luck.
Till we meet again.
You mind your good self, do you hear?
That actually feels really good. I don't think it makes up for all of the crime we've done, but that one legitimately felt good. Like, it's not just Ishmael that's sobering up, but Phoebe as well. She's like... Sorry, I'm trying to find my way to the closest campfire. It is... here. So Inner was asking what edition? 4th edition. Just regular 4th edition. The one that a lot of people don't like. So the thing is, I know of the 3rd and 3.5 edition rules. I know of the 5th edition rules, but really haven't played either of those editions. 4th edition is the one that... sorry, 2nd edition was the one that my friends and I all played when we were younger. And I can share now with great confidence, we had no idea what we were doing. Like our understanding of the rules was way off from what they actually are. But I mean, we gave it a shot. Carol Luna says the last time that he played D&D must have been back in the ADHD days. Yeah. Oh, sorry, AD&D days.